break.
And we're live. All right, folks, thanks for joining us. We're here with Charlie Leonard and Sean Pascale at the Leonard Real Estate Group. Before we get started, I see some American flags behind you, some cool looking bags. What's going on there?
Well, we made these bags to hand out and give away because, number one, it's a 250th anniversary of the United States of America, so we wanted to do something special for this July 4th. So we made these bags and we're giving them away free.
Awesome. And how do you get them?
Show up today at 7:30 and you can get a bag.
Today.
Or two. Today at 7:30.
So if you're watching this live, you've got less than 30 minutes to get down to, where are we?
190 Westward Drive.
Caddy corner to City Hall across the street from Little Greek Deli.
And the Women's Club.
So just look for the Leonard Real Estate Group on the corner of Westward and Park Street.
Yes.
Park Street, correct.
So we're going to give it away from 7:30 to 8.
Yeah.
I don't know that we'll have any left over. If we do have any left over, stay tuned, and we have something in mind for that last batch.
But to stay safe,
Yeah.
come on over right now.
Yeah, I would just come over now.
Come over now. If you want that beautiful bag behind Charlie and Sean, come get yours like right now and be outside at 7:30.
Yeah, we want to see them on the 4th of July parade. We want to see people holding them because we're going to be tossing candy out and stuff. There's always people.
And filling them up with candy.
Yeah, filling them up with stuff. Using them to block all the water that's getting shot at you, you know?
Beautiful. All right, so it's July 1st, 2026. The year is flying by.
Man.
What's happened so far in real estate in Miami Springs this year?
Doesn't it seem like we just did the end of the year report? I feel
Yes,
like we
it
were
does.
just here.
The time is flying. We're actually exactly at the halfway point in 2026. The market has been very active. The prices remain strong, very strong actually.
Yep.
Like we were just sharing, right now there are 28 listings and the cheapest one is $729 and it's in VG. The next one after that is $750 in Miami Springs. And they're fixer-uppers.
Right now, you need somewhere between $700,000 to $750,000 for a house in Miami Springs.
At the minimum.
At the minimum.
And that's getting into a house that is probably on the smaller side and is going to need some renovation.
So just a starter home. We're not
Just
talking about...
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And probably a starter home fixer-upper.
A starter home fixer-upper.
Yep.
And like Sean said, not very big.
Right.
Yep.
Anywhere between 1,000 and maybe 1,200 square feet.
So let's say if you wanted a starter home move-in ready, a small move-in ready, what's that going for?
$850?
Yeah.
$825,
probably.
$850?
Wow.
You know, it depends because the market is dynamic. So what we're telling you right now could change tomorrow.
Yep.
You know, there could be a house that comes in the market a little bit less than that.
Right.
Or you can find that one you're describing, beautiful, move-in ready, you know, for $800.
Yeah. And even Miami Springs is local, but Miami Springs is hyper local. So you put a house on Bluebird and you put the same house on, I don't know, De Leon, and they're going to have a little bit of a different price point. So it's a really hyper local thing. You know, you might get a Pueblo-style house versus a hyper-modern house. Those are going to be a different price per square foot. So every house needs to be analyzed accordingly.
But I will say that every house sells.
That is true.
There are people looking for that character of that Pueblo-style home, and sometimes we're like, wow, this house is going to be difficult to sell because not everybody is looking for a Pueblo-style home, but lo and behold, boom. Somebody comes in and they love it and they buy it.
They like the character of the house and they like the history on it.
Yep. Absolutely.
And we now have several homes in Miami Springs that have that centennial badge on them, where they're 100-year-old homes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
So that's been kind of fun to drive around and see some of those.
Very
signs.
cool.
Yeah, that is cool. That is really
Very cool. Yeah.
So, any big changes in the last 6 months since we met in January?
Actually, go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I can take some of that. Okay, so what I'm looking at is the first 6 months of 2025.
Right.
I take all that information and I, price point it. Then the first 6 months of 2026. Okay, so that's what I'm putting side by side.
So you're basically a year-over-year comparison.
Year-over-year comparison.
Right? All right, so let's do 2025
And the
first.
findings are interesting.
Yeah. let's do 2025 real quick. So the total volume in 2025 was 36 million. The total volume in 2026 now is over 40 million. So it's about 5 million in extra volume that we have had from that first 6 months alone, which for this market is a lot. That's a lot of extra volume.
So if I got that right, you said from 40 million to 45 million?
No, from about 36 million, say 35 million to 40 million.
Okay,
it's basically
so
like
36 to 40. Got it.
yeah, it's a little under 5 million, but we can, for intensive purposes, call it about 5 million.
Wow.
And then if you look at just the average price in 2025 at that point was 781. The average price now in 2026 is 856. That's a $74,000 increase year over year.
That's big.
It's big. It's big.
So if you were on the sidelines because of interest rates,
Yeah.
you didn't lock in a lower price than you could have last year.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. There's some interesting little nooks and crannies. Like the houses were smaller in 2025 on average. They were about 1,700 square feet. Now on average, they're about 1,900 square feet.
Okay.
So I think what you've seen is a lot of additions and like add-ons to different properties. Expanding, taking the garage space and then adding that. Those houses were selling.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So bigger houses, that's increasing the prices.
Right.
But overall, it's a big extra chunk from year over year.
Listen, and that could be, people deciding to remodel or add on instead of selling and moving on. That could
They're
be
investing in MiamiSprings.
right because they know the market is strong. If they sell, taxes may be higher if they decide to stay in the area.
Right.
Except a lot of people sell and they move out of the area because of affordability issues. But the prices in Miami Springs are strong, and in my view, they continue to go up.
Yep. Some other things to look at in 2025. At this point last year, we had $4 million sales. We're already at 11 over $1 million
11
sales.
homes
So
sold so far this year.
for over $1 million.
Over $1 million.
Yeah, and then one which was a record-breaking sale for 2.3 over on Royal Point, Sienna, which again, it's a nice street, but it's a fast street.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it like an absolute prime destination. It's a nice street.
Yeah.
But this was a new construction. This house sold, I think, for like $900 a square foot or something huge. I'll have to take a look at that. It might have been. I think
it was less than that. Yeah, I think it was less
and
than
it
that.
sold for it might have been like 700. Well, I'll take a look at that. But it was a big number. It was a very big
What
number.
was the square footage on this property?
I'm going to tell you right now.
4887.
4087 is sold for just under $500 a square foot.
Oh, okay. So where did I get that? I don't know. Something I must have looked at something else.
So almost 5,000 square foot home.
Here.
2-story. It's a 2-story.
I just got my vision checked. Shout out to oh man, where was it that we went? Miami Springs Eye Care. Thank you.
There you
Yeah,
go.
shout out
You
to
see,
those
it
guys.
was real. It wasn't.
I didn't get those glasses then. I really should have.
So you can put your glasses on here, Sean.
Thank you for that.
But if we go back just to December
Right.
of 2025, there was another $2 million sale.
Yeah, and that was a record breaking at that time.
And that was record breaking at that time. That was on East Drive.
So that's the one we reported on at
Right.
the beginning of the year.
Correct.
At over $2 million. And so this one sold for 2.5?
2.3.
2.325. 2.325.
So
Yep.
2.325 new record setter on South Royal Ponciana.
Yep.
Right.
2-story, obviously modern home.
Yes.
And so those modern homes are definitely going for, it seems like if there's enough square footage,
Yeah.
$2 million plus.
Well, the younger crowd, they kind of like those modern looking homes and they're attracted to them. And, we're seeing, young families that are doing well financially.
Right.
And they want this safe bubble in the middle of Dade County.
Yes, sir.
Great schools, great area to raise a family, and they can afford it. And that's why you're seeing more and more of these newer, modern homes for sale.
Yeah.
Which right now there's 2 of them on the market, and they're asking over 2.5
There's
for each one.
spec still asking 3. What was it? 3.8.
Yeah, there's a big spec home on I think it's De Leon.
Yeah, it's over on the Conquistadors.
And they're asking 3.9. I mean, that's a huge number.
Right.
I don't know if we're there yet, but
But
if it happens,
Yeah.
that's a big
And
deal.
we haven't, I feel like we haven't really broken the seal, so to speak, of what the market potential is, because what we've seen is a new construction on Royal Poinciana.
Right.
When we see some of these hunting lodge properties, because there's so many spectacular houses that are in spectacular positions. Those properties are going to be in the 3s, 4s when they're ready to go.
Absolutely, and just about any of those houses on the golf course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the old real location.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
And then supply and demand.
Right.
So when one of those properties goes on the market, immediately, people that can afford it, they want to be there, they'll buy it. They're going to jump on it. I mean, we have under contract a property on Deer Run across the street from the golf course. And that property, without getting into particulars because it hasn't closed yet, but there were 3 offers that came in almost immediately.
Wow.
All Miami Springers.
Interesting.
Okay, and all of them asking price or above.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. But that's interesting that obviously the locals who know the area
Absolutely.
May value it more than outsiders.
Absolutely.
And may understand and appreciate the opportunity and
They
the
do.
rarity of the opportunity.
That's
They
it. The
do.
rarity of
you know,
that opportunity coming up.
There's so many times people are calling us for their brothers and their sisters, like they're trying to explain to them what Miami Springs is, and you're right. Like you have to be here to understand it, because you don't really drive through here and know about it. People drive through the Gables all the time. People drive through the Grove all the time. Miami Springs is a lot of things, but it's not really it's not a tourist attraction. People aren't coming here to drive through it. Right. Sometimes you'll come to see the farmers market. We have a lot of really cool things with the Curtis Mansion.
Yeah.
But unless you're here, you really don't get it. You don't understand. And so that's why the people
Although
that live here,
that's
they pass it
changing.
on. That is changing.
That's changing.
Well, I gotta say, Sean did an amazing job with just a short video with the 3 kids.
Oh,
Boys cycling down Curtis Parkway.
that's it.
But you encapsulate in a short film what people love about Miami Springs the most.
Yeah.
It's a family community.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's family friendly, family focused. And the peace of mind you have knowing that your kids are safe on our streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always gotta tell them be careful and and all that, because all it takes is one idiot. But generally speaking, there are very few places like Miami Springs where you can ride bikes confidently with your 3
Yeah.
boys
There's
down the street.
a couple layers more to that video that, like, I don't put videos out of my kids so often, but when you're going down Curtis, the Rotary Club they do this every year, which I don't know how many people know about. How many flags is it?
We put up, I don't know, at least 60 flags along
All
Curtis
the way
Parkway.
down Curtis Mansion, drilling the holes, planting the flags, and so not Curtis Mansion, all the way down Curtis Parkway.
Curtis Parkway.
So you have all these American flags. Curtis Parkway is already gorgeous. You've got canopy for however many, a couple miles, and so it's just like the most idyllic kind of bike path that you can get.
No, it's USA,
Yeah.
It's July 4th, the flags, the nice parkway, bike riding. And by the way, going back to that video, the grandfather did catch them and say, hey, he didn't stop at the stop sign.
Yep, I got a text.
That was the first thing I saw.
I got a
texted him,
text.
make sure he stops at the
You
stop
need to
sign.
get on them. That's right.
Gotta watch the rules of the road.
Yeah.
But it is one of the things that makes this community so special. And I don't like to share how many decades I've lived here in Springs. But, one of the first things that I love when we moved here, at that point I'm a teenager, but, I wasn't really allowed in our previous neighborhood to go biking, past the block
Yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah.
And so when we moved here to Springs, and my mom tells me, you can bike anywhere, just don't leave Miami Springs and don't go on 36th Street.
Right.
What?
Wow.
It was just this freedom to roam this beautiful community
Yeah.
that as a kid, you're growing up and go, you love it. You
Yeah.
absolutely love it. And I've got a teenager now, and I'm blessed that he, rides all over Springs. And to see you doing that with your boys brings this huge smile on my face as when I saw that, because it's such a beautiful thing. Not only that, and then to see, the big Springview bike bus, and how they've got this whole big thing of group of kids that just, they bike to school, and then you've got local media that comes down to cover this, because there's no other community that does something like that.
Yeah.
It's unique to us.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun to see the kids out of school, and I see them, biking, a group of 3, a group of 5, or they're going with their fishing poles to fish in the canals, which is great. It reminds me when I grew up here,
We have to talk about. I think you put something out with the gold standard. What was it that came out with
the Tier 1? Yes.
So I had AI. I asked it to research, and I didn't bias it, and just rate all the Miami-Dade municipalities based on family friendliness, schools, places of worship,
and price point, right?
Central. I included price points on there so people could see what the price points were, but there were expensive neighborhoods that ranked high as Tier 1. Coral Gables, Pinecrest ranked Tier 1, but Little Miami Springs was ranked Tier 1.
Yeah.
Because we're a central location, a great place to raise a family. And so the takeaway there is, among the Tier 1s, despite the raising prices, we're still the most affordable Tier 1.
By a large margin. By a large margin.
margin.
Yeah.
We're the most affordable Tier 1 there is, and you're in an incredible community.
Yep.
I don't have a crystal ball, and nothing's guaranteed, but I just don't see the prices of Miami Springs slowing down. I see them continuing to go up and up and up. That's what I see. That's what I do every day, and I see it. Yeah, you'll have an outlier here or there that sold below market. It might have been a foreclosure, or who knows, a condition. But for the most part, I just see the prices continue to climb.
Well, they're not building. There's no more land.
There's no more land.
Nope.
Yeah, there's no more land.
Let me take that back. I think they're like 2 or 3 lots. They're out there.
We have one for sale.
Yeah.
There are a couple lots, and most of them are knockdowns, right? Like the one we were talking about before we went live.
Yeah.
Is a knockdown. So there are very few open lots. You're either building on an existing lot, or knocking something down, or building or buying an existing. But there aren't manufacturing new lots in Miami Springs.
Yeah.
So supply is what it is, and demand continues to go up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Demand is going to continue to outpace supply in the Springs, because there's only so much volume here. This is a small town, So you're only dealing with 40 listings at the most.
Oh my God!
We've
been this year hovering in the highest, probably the mid-30s. Like I said earlier, there was 29 now.
Right.
This last week, about 13 of those are $1 million or more. So it's like 42% or 43% are more than $1 million.
Right.
And the entry one is, like we talked earlier, is in the 7s, low 7s.
Wow.
Yeah. I did an analysis a while ago that I tried to see, like, per week, how many new listings are coming on the market in the Springs. And it's basically 1, and sometimes it's 0. There actually has not been a new listing in the Springs for a couple weeks now.
Correct.
And so there's not a huge amount of supply here. And for a very good reason. People don't sell. People don't leave here. So, it comes and goes. It comes seasonal. Right. We've been very, very busy, and, it has been a very, very busy first half of the year. And I think maybe people are starting to slow down now through the summer. We'll see things probably pick back up through the winter. But if you're a buyer out there, you need to be absolutely ready. When something comes on the market, you need to be ready and, pull the trigger if it makes any sense for you to do so.
That's it, and that's something that the locals understand more than anyone else.
Yeah.
But when the opportunities show up, they are rare. They are unique. They are rare, and that's why people like to.
And they're ready.
Jump on them because they understand how difficult it is for some of these opportunities to pop up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Charlie.
No, go ahead. Like he was saying, the last couple of weeks there haven't been any new listings, but that's kind of hard to predict because maybe next week there's 4 new listings, But on the average, it's probably been this. I would say most of this year probably average probably less than 35.
Yeah.
Which I thought there would be more inventory, but it's been, pretty stable.
Right.
30, 35, 32 average throughout the year so far. We'll see what the rest holds.
I think people are getting ready. We get calls frequently from sellers that are preparing to list their property in the winter, or like they're getting ready to retire at the end of the year. So we have, a group of people, a group of sellers that are waiting for the right time.
Right.
And so we know that they're out there and they're getting ready to go. And that's why I'm saying for the buyers, need to be ready when they come on.
They should be pre-qualified, have all their
ducks in a row.
All their ducks in a row.
So, if I may ask, amongst the people that reach out and says, hey, we'd like to sell now in December, what's the common thread amongst, what's the typical seller look like? Are they, is it the retiree, they're moving out, they're moving somewhere else?
Man, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Seriously, it could be, that multiple choice test, A, B, C, D, or all the above.
Right.
Yeah.
All the above.
I can give you some of the A, B's, and C's. There's some of the unfortunate circumstances where they've had a death in the family, which does happen.
Right.
The family is inheriting the house. The kids or the family don't really live in the area. They just want to sell it.
Liquidate the home. Right?
Yeah, that does happen. We've had a couple people who are.
That's how I bought my house.
Huh?
I mean, it's sad to say, but that's how I bought the house that I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Maybe job relocation.
There's people that are moving out, moving out of the country, relocating for their jobs. There's people that are moving out of state. Just that's another same thing. Job relocation. There's some upsizing and downsizing happening, but I'm not sure how much of that we're seeing is maybe on the lower side.
And you're seeing, which is unfortunate, but you're seeing, people that have lived here all their lives.
Yeah.
And they find that they can't afford their home between property taxes and insurance and upkeep. And any house requires upkeep.
Yes, sir.
And when you are on a limited income, it becomes very difficult. So we have had sellers that fit in that category that have moved to Central Florida, maybe a little bit further north, but they remain in Florida. But if they had an alternative, they would love to stay here.
Right.
Yeah.
But we don't have that, unfortunately. Yeah.
But they're leaving with equity in their home and they're cashing out.
No, that's
where it's maybe a little slower lifestyle and a little.
Yeah, and listen, the property taxes is less, the auto insurance is less. All those things come into play. And yes, with equity, they can feel more relaxed that they're going to be okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But they can't stay here and be okay.
I have seen the growing family trend, which is that they bought their starter home pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Just before COVID or a couple of years before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
They either didn't have a kid or they had one, and now they have two, maybe going on three, right? And so they've outgrown that first starter home, and they need more space.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of that actually.
Well, we
here.
just closed one today like that.
And
They bought right during COVID.
Yeah.
3 boys, boom, 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 right?
Yeah.
They were able to, live in that small 3-2, and now they're 3 big men.
Teenagers.
So it's like, okay, we don't fit in this house anymore. They each want their own room. The 2 youngest would share, but you see that too.
Yeah, so they're taking the equity from the first house and they're offloading into their new forever home. So we're seeing a lot of that too, growing families.
Yeah.
And again, they appreciate the neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
No,
They don't want to leave.
They won't go anywhere besides the Springs.
Yeah. They won't leave. Yeah.
They won't leave.
So, folks that come in and say, "Hey, I'd love to move to Miami Springs," but reality is what reality is. They may not be able to afford it. Are you seeing people? I know you work in Hialeah. Is Hialeah becoming a new alternative for folks who?
Listen, Hialeah is expensive too.
Yeah.
The thought that you can get something a lot cheaper in Hialeah doesn't really exist anymore. Yes, I believe that the market is cheaper. You can get, but still, you're not going to find a $400,000 home in Hialeah. You may not even find a $500,000 home in Hialeah. It's probably in the sixes.
Yep.
Right.
And before you would say, okay, I can go over there and maybe pick something up for $350 or $450. It's funny because sometimes I get calls from people. No, I'm looking for a 3-2 Miami Springs. Okay, no problem. So I ask them, like what are your needs? You need a pool? You want a garage? Well, yeah, pool be nice or garage be nice. Okay, so what kind of budget are you looking at? Well, I'm looking at $500,000. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but the entry point now is like in the sevens.
Yeah.
So realistically, $750,000 or higher, right?
Yeah.
That's basically what you guys were alluding to.
Yeah.
And so if the starting point here is, say, $750,000, something in South Hialeah, we're talking about in the sixes.
Yeah, probably in the sixes.
Low sixes. Yeah.
So Springs has, let's call it $150K premium over something.
Well, again, it depends. It depends on what part of Hialeah, because you can go to other parts of Hialeah and you're looking at houses in the 800s.
Yeah, and and it's not. I would say it's probably more like a 200 to 250K premium, because the average house right now in the Springs is It's 840, 850. The average house in Hialeah is probably like 820. Oh, I'm sorry, like 625, 635.
Right.
It's probably more like a $200,000 premium.
I'd have to really look at that,
take a look.
because there's areas of Hialeah that houses are over
Hialeah is
7,
huge.
over 8.
Hialeah
Right.
is the second biggest city in
Yeah, what, 5th largest in Florida or something? I mean, it's a big, and they have a huge, industrial tax base.
Yep.
So they have a new mayor that apparently is doing very good. Shaking things up.
Yep.
Which is good, But the city of Hialeah is a very, very strong market. Everything sells in Hialeah. You can find anything in Hialeah. I mean,
that's one of the benefits of being in Springs. If you need something in Hialeah, it's right there.
You could just cross the bridge.
And
come back to your house.
Right.
So, I know none of us have, we can pull out the crystal ball, but we can speculate. We don't really know. But it looks like the House and Senate in the state of Florida have passed the bill to eliminate property taxes, and it looks like that's going to be in the November ballot, and it needs a 60% approval by the voters to get that to pass. If the property tax is eliminated, and I'm not going to talk about how that's going to impact Miami Springs government, but from a real estate standpoint and the ability of buyers to make that monthly payment, what do you see happening there with the changes in property taxes?
Well, if that does pass, I think it's going to be good for people that own a homestead property.
Right.
Because my understanding is that, everyone's going to qualify if that's your homestead property.
Right.
So yeah, that will be a savings. You'll see adjustments in the escrows. So that would definitely reduce probably part of the monthly payment. I think a city like Miami Springs, from what I've heard, there may be a $3-4 million, $5 million budget shortfall.
Yes.
For a small city like this, that's going to be a pretty big nut to crack. So how do you make up for that?
Mm-hmm. What gets cut, and how do you make up those?
Yeah, and that's why annexation was so important to the city.
Right.
What happens on 36th Street is very important to the city. I mean, the reality is that we cannot be doing the same thing over and over and expect different results.
Yeah.
And the hotels and all that, they do generate some property taxes, but, they generate a lot of crime, and our police spends a lot of time in those areas.
Yeah. They eat up a lot of property taxes.
Yeah, exactly. And, and honestly, I think the city of Miami Springs deserves a much better gateway on 36th Street than what you see when you drive in.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because this is such a beautiful place. But yet when you drive on 36th Street, it's wow, should I turn down one of these blocks or not?
36th
Unfortunately,
Street does not match
No.
the character of
No.
the inside of Miami Springs.
yeah, exactly. And things need to change. To be honest with you, you can't keep having the same thing that we have now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer will be, but it's a shame that that's what you see when you drive into Miami Springs.
I think everybody agrees with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as the question of like what happens to real estate
Yes.
with the taxes, let's say that all the taxes are gone, which I'm not sure is exactly going to happen. But
It's
let's
just,
say
I think they're keeping
the school board.
they're keeping, yeah, exactly.
let's say a third stays, but 2/3
Right.
are gone.
So let's say your property tax bill is significantly reduced.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean? It means that your barrier to entry is lower, right? So I'm going to have to pay
You
less.
qualify easier,
You
probably.
qualify easier. That means more buyers.
Right.
So that means more competition between buyers. A lot more, buyers out there looking for less inventory.
Right.
So realistically, it's probably going to drive the starting price of a property a little bit higher, but those buyers will probably have to pay less, all things said.
Right.
Well, I would imagine
Maybe.
that you could see, potential for bidding wars, potential for, selling above list price. Again, it'll be a supply and demand thing.
Right.
Yeah,
And like Sean says, maybe you'll pay a little bit more, but you're in.
you're in. Yeah, and your monthly is still going to be less.
Right.
At the end of the day, it could mean that sellers are going to make a little bit more money and that buyers have to actually end up on their monthly paying a little bit less.
Right.
But we'll see. We'll see if it passes, number one.
Yeah.
And then if it passes, how that's going to affect things, we don't know. And then obviously there's all the other things that we need to think about, and
Well, it's
where
not
a lot of things,
depending on, and that's still very speculative, guys. So it's,
Yeah,
Right.
very, very, yeah.
Yeah, very
but it's something that will be decided this November. So
Yeah.
correct.
it's
We just want to make sure the city continues to have, that character, that small town feel,
Yes, sir.
everything we've talked about, the safety, a nice place to raise your family, the kids to ride their bikes, go fishing, that needs to always be, priority one.
we're talking about the kids biking and seeing them in the summer. The other thing that I'm noticing this summer is a lot more kids on golf carts.
Well,
And how we have truly become a golf cart community here in Miami Springs. We kind of alluded to that last time, but the number of and I'm going to call them all 16 and older and with driver's licenses and driving golf carts.
We're going to call them that?
I don't know if that's necessarily accurate, but I'd like to think so. But yeah, the amount of
maybe some 16-year-olds look younger. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
the older I get, the younger are the kids. Right, the older they look. Anyways.
Well, you know what I like about that, honestly, that they're learning how to drive.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when they do get in a car,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They have some experience of what it is to drive, obey the signs, the laws, than to just get in a car like what I did when I was 16.
Yeah, and let's be honest. What the damage you can do on a golf cart is not the same as what
Right.
you can do in
Right.
a full, on vehicle.
Yeah.
So
Maybe-
it's kind of a safer way to get kids started.
Yeah.
Right, we need to get a Leonard golf cart so I can get the boys in there, start driving.
There you go. That would be fun for the.
Why does he look at Grandpa?
Yeah.
Sean, sell it my house, will you?
We'll brand it. We'll put the Leonard branding on there,
So
They better drive safely because I don't want our name out there with a crazy golf
They'll stop
driver,
at the
golf
stop
cart
signs.
driver.
They'll stop at the stop
the
signs.
Leonard golf cart was seen running stop signs.
Right.
California
Yeah.
stops,
I need to
all
see.
over.
I need to see more videos of the bike riding obeying the stop
Yeah,
signs.
we'll analyze.
Then maybe I'll think about that.
Okay. But the boys, they'll watch this video and they go, "Oh, hey, Grandpa said you new golf cart."
That's right.
So Miami Springs is a subset of the greater, or the demand for the greater Miami-Dade market. And we talked earlier about supply and demand. There is no more supply here in Miami Springs. We have what we have. But I drive down, say 95, heading towards Key Biscayne, and we play a game of count the cranes. downtown.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's like 14 cranes out there. And,
Yeah.
and a new building is coming up that's going to be the highest high-rise south of New York. So it's.
Oh, wow.
And I'm hearing, if I read this right, that we're going to have the second most high-rises outside of Chicago and New York.
Wow.
In Miami-Dade County. If I read that report right.
I believe it.
And it's so the demand and the sheer dollars that have moved to Miami. I mean, you're talking. I had heard another report. I don't know if you guys that Miami-Dade County has the most millionaires, and Miami has the most of any like major metropolis.
Yeah.
Outside, like New York was the king of that, and they lost that.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yep.
As a kid growing up here.
Listen,
up to that.
The kind of money that's coming into Miami-Dade County, people can't even imagine right now. An office building in the Brickell area recently leased for $250 a foot. The going rate was 60 to 80, 100, 120, 250. You have people like the founder of Google, the Citadel. They make those commitments and they're coming here. By the time their buildings are built and their employees start to relocate, those are all going to be buyers that are going to be buying and renting houses in Dade County. And a lot of those are going to be looking at places like Miami Springs. They can be 20 minutes away from Brickell, not paying the high prices of Coral Gables or Pinecrest.
No HOA.
No HOA, beautiful community. 20 minutes from Brickell. 25 minutes from Brickell. And you're going to be seeing more and more of that because there's a lot of money coming into, with all this exodus of these companies from California.
There's so many companies coming here.
And you're getting more of the high tech. Miami will be a high tech hub. Because the exodus from California and other places. They're coming. It's here.
They're not coming.
Here.
It's here.
It's
They're
here.
already here.
It's here.
Yeah.
And only going to explode from its current position. I mean,
It's here, yeah.
So, as far as supply, in order, just a supply and demand kind of guy, for prices to stabilize, you either need a drop in demand or an increase in supply. And
Prices have already stabilized.
Okay.
They've already stabilized from what we saw.
Right.
And if you're talking about the COVID spike, they've already stabilized from that.
Right.
And now they're increasing due to more natural occurrences, right? So it's not just money printing or like tremendously huge mass exodus. It's happening for a different reason, but there's still the new people coming in.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing 20% increases, which is what was
it's
happening.
more gradual,
It's a lot more
but
gradual.
it continues to go up.
You still had a good growth from
We did.
the first 6 months of
We
26 versus
did.
6 months of
Yes,
25.
yes.
So,
Yeah,
while
we
we
did.
say that,
No,
the
you're
numbers
right.
are telling us another story.
You're right.
But getting back to earlier conversation, there is no more land in Miami Springs. So, yes, the prices are going to continue to, go up.
Yeah.
And Miami as a whole is built out. The only thing you can do is go up.
Yeah.
And you can only go up in certain locations. So,
People have been asking when is the next. People all the time like I'm waiting it out. I'm waiting for the bubble. I'm waiting for the crash. I'm waiting for this or waiting for that. All that you're doing is pricing yourself out year over year.
Right.
Every year that you wait, you're adding another possibly $75,000 onto your bill, if not more. If the best time to buy is when you're ready to buy, not the year later. As soon as you qualify, the earlier you get in, the more equity you're going to grow. It's as simple as that. As soon as you can buy, you should buy.
Is it fair to say, one thing to speculate for the market if you're going to be flipping, a property or something like that, but if you're in it for the long haul,
you get in. Charlie told me this a long time ago when I bought my first property, and I always remember. We were buying 9 years ago now, and it was like $450,000 at that point, and it was a disaster. Like everything needed to be redone, And at that point, I was like, I can't afford this, Charlie. Like, how are we going to meet the bills? Like, there's no way we're going to do it. He was like, you're going to become goldfish. You're going to grow into the thing that you have. Right. And you're going to feel like, you can't do it, but you're going to push yourself past where you feel comfortable, and you're going to start to make more money for your family, and you're going to push yourself to grow, and etc. Right. He was basically like, stretch to where you want to be in a year, not where you are now. And the first year was really hard. We were making everything work. Yeah. The second year was still pretty hard. The third year started to feel more comfortable, and then by the fourth or fifth, we were in. We were fine because we had built equity. We had pulled down our payments, and then we owned a property. And from then on, like, I always remember that: stretch a little bit and just get your foot in the door.
Listen, it happens to everyone. When you first take on this new obligation, this debt, you know what I mean? It's like you think, wow, this is, but you know what? You manage. Yeah. You manage, and then things work in your favor, and next thing you know, like you said, you own your property and you're building equity, and that. I think some people want to get back.
Yeah, I think we might have to pause.
That's all right.
Guys,
No, we're good.
So
we're good.
We've got, as we told you guys, here at 7:30, which is looks like past that time. You come on in and get your free bags. So if
Stephanie's going to talk to them and see.
Yeah, you got a little time right now to see those bags behind Charlie and Sean. You can come on down, stop right now, and get your bags. Folks, thank you for joining us, Charlie and Sean. Thank you so much for all the information that you give us and provide to Miami Springs. Go ahead, Charlie. Final last words.
Final last words. We are Miami Springs.
And see you at the 4th of July parade.
Absolutely. We will be there at the 4th of July parade. We're going to have our usual trolley. Check that out. Look at that. People coming in to get the bag. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Here you go.
Thank you.
You want one, bud? ¿Quieres uno? Sí? Why not? Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Para la parada, para recoger caramelo.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Yes, Nestor. We are Miami Springs. We love it here. We thank you for the opportunity to, bring the market report, the mid-year report to the community, and we're here.
We appreciate what you guys do for our community. We are blessed to live in such a wonderful community. And I'll add just kind of one final thought, and I've been sharing this. We talk about the central location of Miami Springs, the quietness, the oasis, but nothing beats the people of Miami Springs. And if you want that one intangible that people don't understand, it's the people of Miami Springs. And that includes both of you, Sean and Charlie here, who are a huge part of this incredible community and what makes Miami Springs special. And that's, we always talk about the intangible. It's hard, like the people who know, and it's hard to describe to folks out of here, but it's the whole, again, the central, the trees, the quietness of the neighborhood, but it's also the people that make this community generation after generation.
I have
and protected this neighborhood.
I have to give a shout out to the civic organizations.
Yes.
The Rotary Club, Women's Club, the Lions Club. I mean, all these organizations, they always step up to the plate when they need something, the community needs something. As a matter of fact, we've stepped up to the plate with tragedy in Venezuela.
Yes.
The Rotary Club has been very involved in helping out. So as a Lions Club, I'm sure the Women's Club is planning to do something to help that country, which is devastating when you see the videos.
Teamed up with the EB Hotel, the VGE, and it's incredible how many different organizations right away. The first thing is like, hey, how can we help?
How can we help?
And we had some residents reach out to us that they were over at the Dolphin Mall, and they were doing a drive there, and it's just a beautiful thing. And obviously, from the community standpoint, obviously tragic what happened in Venezuela, but it's incredible. Immediately, the thought from the community is, how can we help? And the outpouring has been incredible. But from either major tragic events to small little things here in Miami Springs, we have an incredible group of civic organizations.
Yes, we do.
Incredible, religious organizations as well, and great individuals that on their own do amazing things for our community. And we're blessed to live here. Number one, we're blessed to live in the United States. We're celebrating America 250.
Yep.
And just to be an American, you've won a golden ticket.
Yep.
To be an American. And then to be in this beautiful community is just
icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Amen.
And just real quick, that's why when we started this whole We Are Miami Springs thing, it was because of what you're saying. It was going to all these other places and seeing all the people that put so much pride into the city. It's the people. It's the individuals.
That's why you know we're all Miami Springs.
Right. You can have as many trees as you want.
Yeah.
And we do, and that's great. But unless you have good civic organizations, good local government, great police force and firefighters, schools, all these people that put so much heart into the city, you don't have anything unless you have that.
And we've got it all.
And we've got it all.
Here in the center of Miami-Dade County.
Yeah.
The best.
Guys, if you want to buy, sell a home, who should they contact?
Sean Pascale.
You can come by our office anytime. We're at 190 Westward Drive. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Leonard Real Estate Group. You can go to our website, leonardrealestategroup.com. You can call Charlie at 305-726-8416
or Sean
at 786-205-0187.
If you have any questions about the market, feel free to call us. No obligation. We're happy to give information to educate sellers and buyers about the market and also about the community. We love to talk about our community.
And we've got a game starting in a few minutes.
USA.
Yes.
This is going to win tonight, and we'll have more to celebrate for America 250.
Oh, that'd be great.
Miami Springs Centennial.
We will see you at the parade. We'll be here for another 20 minutes. I've got a bunch of people asking me on Instagram how much longer we're going to be here. So I'll stay until about 8.
Come to 8:30.
I
stick around to 8:30.
I gotta get home, man. People are,
what time's the World Cup?
It starts at 8. It starts at 8. Nobody's coming past 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'll be here until 8:15, and then stay tuned because I have another. We're gonna do another bag giveaway on the 4th of July, pre-parade. So that's a little teaser, but we'll see you guys then. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate your help, and God bless you all.
Thank you.
God bless, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.